Hey, Edible Lab here. Today I'm going to be trying to make my own potting mix, experimenting with making a nice sort of well-draining mix that's more suited to growing tropicals, which is mostly what I'm trying to grow. So I've got some perlite. It's coarse size. Um, Hopefully that's might be too big. We'll see. It's my first time trying, so we'll see what happens. And then I've got coco coir there. As opposed, I didn't want to use peat moss because it's kind of expensive and it's not really as sustainable, so I decided I wanted to use coconut coir, which should serve basically the same purpose in making it a bit more acidic. And then also got some river sand. Important that it's river sand because it doesn't have salt in it. But yeah, I'm gonna mix it up and see how it goes. So there we go, first batch mixed up. I used 2 parts coco coir or coco peat, 2 parts perlite, and 1 part of the sand, seeing as I don't have as much sand. It took a bit of effort to mix, but it's looking pretty good now. You can see quite a coarse mixture. I think it will provide some good drainage. A little bit of and I'll probably maybe add some compost on top after I pot some of the plants up. But yeah, the perlite, yeah, I've been wearing a mask the whole time to prevent the dust, but once you wet it, seems to be okay, but it did make quite a lot of dust. But yeah, now I'll get on to potting up some plants in this mix. Hey, Edible Lab here, just back with a quick update, I guess, after making that potting mix and doing a few, like, repotting some plants. These are some of my pitanga, red pitanga, Suriname cherry. These are, these are not red, these are black pitanga. They're a selection, the Picone selection, Australian selection. They're not grafted though, they are just seedlings of that selection. I haven't tried black pitanga before, I've only had red, and I enjoyed it quite a lot, so I'm looking forward to trying these eventually. So as you can see, I've repotted them here. I haven't mixed all of the potting mix, maybe about half of it. And so I think what I needed to do is probably soak the coco peat a lot longer. As you can see, it's sort of still in these chunks a little bit. And at first, I realized I was probably using too much perlite. So it became like the drainage was a little too good. So some of the other plants I'll show definitely have a bit less perlite in them, and I put a bit more coco peat in them, and a bit less sand as well. So we got the Suriname cherries. We've then got this seedling white sapote that I bought recently. So you can see it keeps on pushing new growth. Very vigorous, much more vigorous than my grafted tree. And you can see here I've put in a bit more coco peat, and I hope it's not too acidic for white sapote. But I don't think it'll be that acidic. Coco peat is not as acidic as straight peat moss is, to my understanding. Then we've got, I repotted a bunch of my pineapples. These are all grown from like pineapple tops, like that either got from just bought, or yeah, well, basically all from store-bought pineapples. This one is an actual variety, I think it's called Rollingston Gold. This is probably the biggest one. This one is the first one I started growing. This one's also quite large, so you know, maybe in a year or two can expect them to flower and maybe fruit. For me, that would be cool. But yeah, I'll move along and show some of the other plants now. Just some other stuff. It's a bit of a mess. Lakucha is not looking too good. I sort of removed my shade house now that it's not as dark, and I think it's just not that, it doesn't have as much humidity anymore. I've put it here, it's kind of being protected by the cardamom we've got here, a bunch of cardamom. It's being protected a little bit, but it's not looking very good, and I'm just wondering, is it the potentially the mix that it's in. Maybe I'll try repot this as well. It's a little graft on a loquat I've done recently. We've got swapped for some scions of the Nagasakiwase variety, the Japanese one. It's meant to be really good, so I'm hoping they do okay. Not probably the most ideal time of the year to graft loquats, but we'll see what happens. Coming around, got some more things. I took this rainforest pearl finger lime out of the ground and put it again into this my new well draining mix, just because I think these really need good drainage. And it was in crap soil in a pot, and then it was in crap soil in the ground. I mean, we have a lot of very clay, the soil here, so decided, put it in a pot and see how it goes. It still has probably only one leaf on it. Here, there's one tiny little leaf, and it looks pretty yellowed. I'm thinking I need to give it some iron chelate or something and see what that does. Maybe fertilize it. It's alive though, but it's been like this since the end of winter last year. We'll see. Jackfruit seedlings, getting some leaves. Kiwi berry I put in the new mix as well, because I think this really needs the well draining soil, and I think they like acidic soil as well. But it's sort of still somehow alive. It looks like crap, and has for maybe almost 6 months now, but it's doing okay. Well, maybe it'll come back, we'll see, or it won't, and that's fine. Another white sapote seedling that I got along with the other one. I'm just planning to use these as rootstocks, really. So once it gets to next spring, I have the campong, so I'm gonna try and graft. Well, here's the campong. Still waiting, still slowly, looking like it's gonna push out growth, but hasn't yet. I'm gonna graft on to this, but you can see these just continue to grow. They grow and grow. Yellow Jaboticaba, Mirciaria glazioviana, slowly coming back. This is something I wanted to show. The Grimal, or large leaf Jaboticaba, has been putting out a lot of new growth after the rain. It looks great. And then just the other day, I noticed a few. I'm really confused about this, but there's these little bumps on the trunk, and I'm just wondering, is it actually going to flower? Which would be really strange, because I bought this from Daly's nursery as a seedling. It was not meant to be very big, but I received this tree, which is a lot bigger than I thought it would be, and it's still quite small. And I know that the Grimal is meant to flower much faster than the Sabra does. I think around normally 5 years from seed, as opposed to 7 to 12 for a Sabra Jaboticaba. I think they're both Plinia Jaboticaba, they're all Plinia cauliflora. But I'm just really confused, because the trunk's been pruned well, and the bark's also peeled, so... Oh, it's not good. You can see, it's very hard to see on the video, but it's getting these little bumps on the trunk. And it's, after we had all that rain too, so I'm just wondering... Oh, that looks horrible. You can see just one there, there, there. There's a few of them, and I'm just wondering, is it actually going to flower? Because the bark has peeled on the trunk as well, which is meant to be a sign that they're getting ready to start flowering and fruiting. Tamarin's doing well. What else was I going to show? Here's one of the red pitangas, which I haven't repotted. The black ones had more roots, so I'll leave those in there for a while. So I repotted one of my large coffee seedlings in this mix, because that'll prefer the soil. It was just in garbage soil before. Some of the achachas, looking that, we're starting to get roots out the bottom of the pot. Another achacha seedling, some of the jackfruit I'm going to try in there as well. The wasabi, I split it up and repotted it. It had a bit of... I'd realised that, it had been in that one pot for so many years, and it was basically just in clay soil, so I'm very impressed that it just hadn't died. when these really do need good draining soil. So it was suffering from a bit of root rot, but I was able to split it up, and it looks like I've been watering it a lot because well draining. Like some of these have the coco peat in them, but the others, this is just perlite and sand, which is just incredibly well draining for them. I just have to make sure I keep them on top of the water, but they're looking pretty good, and so maybe we can get a few plants out of it now. It did probably need to be split up. It's another pineapple. Yeah, these are all kind of doing okay. I accidentally moved the starfruit into the sun and it got a bit burnt, but it'll be right. And then I transplanted one of the meringues. I need to get on to figuring out what I'm going to do for cold protection, because I do want to try and keep the meringue alive. This is a rare opportunity to be able to grow this here, and I feel like I should really do my best to try and keep them alive, and see if I can grow it in Sydney. We'll have to see. But seedling is the best opportunity, and these were seeds that have been sprouted in Sydney as well, so they really have the best chance out of anything to work. Another cha-cha. You see it's got these new leaves, looking quite green and healthy actually. I'm happy with that. But yeah, that's just a bit of a quick update after making that new sort of better quality potting mix for tropical plants. I'll probably in the next few weeks I'll mix up the rest of the potting mix. Definitely next time I'm going to soak the coco peat more, and maybe I'll provide an update after then, or I'll show that off in some future videos. But yeah, that's all for now. Until next time.